When you know that you are queer, but your favorite drink is beer, that's gayish. You can bottom without stopping, but you can't stand going shopping, that's gayish. Oh, gayish, you're probably gayish. Well, life's just too short for narrow stereotypes, so it's gayish. We're also gayish. It's Gayish with Mike and Kyle.
Hello, everyone in the podcast universe. This is Gayish.
The podcast with a whole lot of spunk.
Spell hole.
Exactly, Mike. Exactly.
I'm Mike Johnson.
I'm Kyle Getz.
And we're here to bridge the gap between sexuality and actuality. And today
we're going to talk about nude beaches.
We're going to talk about nude beaches.
Wait, what's the other way that people could interpret that?
Well, no. Do you remember in Glee when they were called the New Directions and I kept hearing nude erections every time? Oh. And I'm sure that was intentional, but maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, so nude, it's time for nude. It's new to beaches.
That one has less of a implication behind it if you fuck it up.
Well, I'll work.
Okay.
I'll work on it. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I tromped you in the poll.
Okay,
we'll talk about that more later.
I thought we were going to talk about it later, Kyle, and instead you're bringing it up now. And
I had to.
Oh my God, I got worked. Like rarely do I double lose. And this time I double lost.
Yeah, real bad too. Not even a little bit. Yeah. It was, you guys really wanted us to talk about nude beaches.
And hazing, apparently.
And yes, that was the tiebreaker vote because on the Gap Bridger poll, it tied for second. It tied for losing. And so we looked at the tiebreaker poll and hazing was second. So that's going to be the bonus episode this month.
Great. See, look at us talking about it now.
I know. We didn't talk about it. We're going to talk about it again. We can repeat ourselves again. I'm just going to copy and paste this conversation over and we're going to have it the same thing again after we start the episode.
Like I told you, I don't even listen anymore. So like you can edit whatever you want.
Okay. I'm going to edit Mike saying I'm a butthead over and over.
I'm a butthead. I'll just say it. And then.
Oh, okay. That makes the editing so much easier.
But head first. We have 100 words this week.
Yeah, we do.
Yep. Here we go.
I'm nervous.
Well, don't be nervous. It's fine. Did you read it already?
Oh, yeah. Oh. Just for which parts you're going to read.
Oh, the whole thing. Hello, Gayish.
I know.
I wanted to use this for some little-heartedness, but I don't know if this is concerning or not. I gave ChatGPT the prompt of, quote, give me 100-word paragraph speaking like a brain-rot twink. And this is what it came up with. The idea came after the generation slang. Oh my God, babe, like literally my brain is giving nothing right now. Like I'm scrolling through TikTok in my oversized hoodie, iced coffee in hand, pretending I'm the main character, but it's just giving sad boy energy and zero serotonin. Like, why is everything so low-key chaotic, but also like kind of iconic? I swear my life is just one big Lana Del Rey lyric. But instead of vintage glamour, it's me sitting on my bed, refreshing Grindr and sending WYD to people I'll literally never meet. Ugh. It's honestly a serve, but like also a flop. I'll leave it up to y'all on what this means. Love, Monty. P.S. Sorry, Kyle, that Mike will read the whole thing.
Yeah, it's true. I want to say during the reading of the twink portion, you brought some head nods, some eye rolls. Okay. Like you kind of brought the full, it's a podcast, but you brought the full body character to the show.
Well, and we're remote, so it's on video.
If we did more with video, this would be the video I would post to promote the episode.
Also, I hope I put the emphasis on the right syllables. I don't even know how twinks talk these days.
I think you did great. Okay. I think you did a really believable twink.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, the words themselves, having come from ChatGPT, didn't always make so much sense because it's like it can't be a flop and a serve at the same time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Do better, ChatGPT.
Yeah, bring this as an example to ChatGPT on why they need to fix their shit.
Yeah, AI is broken, everybody. Okay, so now the news?
Yes, but what less with a question mark?
Fine.
Shut your mouth hole. It's time for your ear holes. News. News
the first, Kyle.
Okay.
So the Trump administration wants to ban firearms for trans people. And I just okay. Let me get through the actual
Okay.
shit, and then we can talk about this. According to multiple reports, the Dickbag Fuckface Asshole administration is considering proposals to restrict trans Americans' constitutional right to possess firearms. And the way that they're going to do it is predictable and horse shit, which is to classify gender dysphoria as a disqualifying mental health condition under federal law. All of this is triggered by the Minneapolis Catholic Church shooting carried out by a trans woman that killed 2 children and injured 21 others. And it is, of course, an escalation in their already horrific attitude toward trans people and trans rights. It is the NRA of all fucking people came out and said, no, you don't. Because
NRA defending trans people.
Here's the thing. Fuck the NRA. Fuck them in the butthole with a pointy stick. But at least I admire the consistency. At least they're like the Second Amendment means all guns, no restrictions. That's what it means in America to us. At least they're consistent here when you would expect them to be, on the right and on the side of hating trans people. So good for you, NRA. Sure. Wow. That's a weird sentence.
I would not have expected us to be proud of the NRA for any reason, but here we are.
Even a broken clock is right twice a day, Kyle.
That is exactly it.
But yeah, basically, it just feeds the horseshit narrative, right? That they think trans people are making it up, that it's all just in their head, that it's just for attention. And so, of course, they're evil. So when this horrific thing happens and it happens to be a trans person, now they get to, or they think they get to connect the dots and say, well, let's put transness on the list of reasons to take guns away. And it's just, in
spite of the fact that most 90 some odd % of mass shootings are committed by cis straight white men. Mm-hmm. They're not considering taking guns away from cis straight white men. It's the one time it's a trans person that it just validates anything that validates their worldview is the cherry picked example that they use to enact something shitty.
See, Kyle, in our ongoing list of policy changes as soon as we rule the universe, we're putting being straight on the mental health disorder list.
Yes. I love that. Have you considered other genders other than the one that you're attracted to? Well, you should. Straight people.
Oh, God. Well, I'm so sorry, trans people. Per usual, you're just the whipping post these days for a group of horrible, horrible dickbag fuckface assholes. And I wish I could say that I wish you had guns, because I don't. But I wish you had the right to. I want you to continue. I don't. See, I don't want them to have the right to have guns, but I also don't want anyone to have the right to have guns. So it's so weird when the left starts talking about arming itself, because I've heard that, even when Trump got elected, or other times when I just hate that approach because I don't think it's the right approach to resolving any of our problems. Yeah.
I don't think it's going to help at all.
Counterpoint, shoot him in the face, Kyle.
That's the other option. Certainly. Okay.
Yeah. We're all going to die. Okay. News the second.
Yeah.
Burkina Faso has become the latest nation in Africa to criminalize same-sex relations. So their legislative assembly...
If it helps, I didn't even know that was a country till now.
Well, it's going to be even less fabulous than before, which is hard to do.
Okay.
But on September 1st, their legislature unanimously passed a law that makes consensual same-sex relations a criminal offense. And this is for the first time. People found guilty of homosexuality now face 2 to 5 years in prison, plus fines under the new Persons and Family Code, because it's always about families and children, Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
This development is important for a couple of reasons. The first is that Burkina Faso has never previously criminalized same-sex relations. Like a lot of African countries have had laws here and there, but like they went full criminal, but like way later than everybody else. So they just like had not spoken on it much at all, and then like come totally out of the gate swinging like this. So this is also directly against recent positive developments in other African countries like Botswana, Mauritius, and Namibia, which have decriminalized same-sex conduct lately. And all of this is just the legacy of mostly American cultural colonialization by Christians. There are a lot of Christian organizations who have really, really focused on places like Uganda and exporting their virulent hatred of gay people to African countries using propaganda that has been very, very effective to like sway public opinion in those places. When historically African societies have not had these kind of hateful attitudes, we've definitely like made a concerted effort in the West to poison the well when it comes to attitudes about gay people. And it's largely been working. But lately, a lot of countries have been turning back the other direction. So it's just weird that Burkina Faso like is doing it now. And when they had never had any kind of law like this before. And so here it is.
Yeah. White people, am I right?
It's, oh my God, Kyle, we're adding that to the list of mental health disorders. Being straight, is a mental health disorder. Being white is a mental health disorder.
Yeah.
Being cisgender is a mental health disorder. But just
yeah. You must be fucked up to just follow the norm.
Yeah. Okay, that sucks. Sorry, Africa.
Sorry, Africa. Yeah.
News the last. So Supreme Court Justice Amy Coney Barrett, who is a real bitch, but she was asked on a September 4th CBS News interview about the potential for Obergefell v. Hodges to be overturned in the United States and send gay marriage back to the states. And she was asked, but Hillary Clinton saying that the court is going to, quote, do to gay marriage what they did to abortion. And do you think this is accurate or not? And Barrett said that the court's role is interpreting, quote, what the American people have decided through the Constitution and not imposing its own values, which is absolute horseshit, Amy. But she did write in her book recently that rights to marry are considered fundamental under current doctrine. And so her answers, like some legal scholars have been like picking apart her answers to this question. And basically they've decided based on what she's saying that they fully expect that Amy Coney Barrett anyway is reluctant to revisit marriage equality, even though she clearly personally doesn't care for it, that she is conservative when it comes to overturning precedent and has given every indication that she will continue to do so. Former prosecutor Gene Rossi has predicted, quote, a majority of the court will stand firm and preserve the right to same-sex marriage. Anyway, it's the first signs of hope that I have seen that maybe the Supreme Court is going to do the right thing when Kim Davis, dickbag fuckface asshole nominee, when her case goes to the court this year for decision.
I just don't believe a lick of what she says. I don't believe it for a second. I don't care what she says. I don't believe that necessarily means that's how she's going to vote. I don't.
I think that's fair. I think that's totally fair. I mean, you expect that kind of like bald-faced lying when you're on the stand at your confirmation hearing. She said the same shit about Roe v. Wade, but I don't. Give me this, Kyle. Give me some hope.
Sorry, I don't want to take away the one positive news story that was included in
it
this
wasn't
week.
even that positive. It was just
it's like the she thing is maybe not going to happen. Was the
right.
positive news story?
Exactly right. Oh God. Okay, that's the news, Kyle.
That's the news. Speaking of shitty things that are not going to happen, this new Patreon member is not going to cancel because they love us so much. I want to thank our new Patreon member, officially Nikki.
Is there an unofficial Nikki?
That it does leave the question open for who is unofficially Nikki.
Yeah.
Probably everyone else then.
Also, how's it spelled, Kyle?
Nicky.
Oh, no.
What?
That's the name of the go-go boy that robbed me in Thailand.
Oh, no way.
Maybe that's him.
That's uncomfortable. It is official.
Right. Please tell us you're not, Nikki.
Please tell us you're not the go-go boy from Thailand.
Great.
Oh, boy. Oh, if you want ad shit, this is my part. Okay, if you want ad-free episodes a day early, if you want to get your name read, if you want bonus content, go to patreon.com/Gayish podcast.
Great.
Do you want to talk about Nude Beaches?
Yeah, let's talk about Nude Beaches.
So I fucked you up in the poll.
Like hard, like lubeless.
It was 60. Yep. Not even spit. It was 67% of you voted on Nude Beaches. And in the tiebreaker poll, 63% of you voted for Nude Beaches. So Nude Beaches was the clear and present winner. Nude Beaches is also a survey request. So that's we're still mining that for good content ideas. And it was also requested by Rudy Cervantes.
Rudy Cervantes.
Yes, I can write and read my writing. Rudy Cervantes. So thank you for those who requested it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you. Also, mining is a strong word, Kyle.
What are we doing? Gently plucking some good things out of the rubble?
No, gently plucking.
Gently plucking. Okay. I want to start by giving you the shortest Urban Dictionary segment ever.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's do it.
This is the definition that it has on. I just was like, I wonder, it's got to have Nude Beaches. It has lots of weird words and phrases and stuff that aren't really slang because it's not really that anymore. It's just kind of a hodgepodge of everything. And it did have Nude Beach. It did have Nude Beach. There were two definitions. Neither of them had any upvotes. Nude Beach definition number 1 was a place where people gather to have group sex.
Great.
And I thought this was interesting because I think that's the stereotype of nude beaches, is the assumption that just because it's nude, that it's automatically sexual, and that because it's sexual and there's a lot of people, that it's only about people going to have sex.
Yeah. Also, I think a lot of sex happens there.
Wait. I've never been to a nude beach. Have you?
No, absolutely not.
You say that like it should be obvious.
I don't know. I'm a prude, Kyle. I'm a sheltered prude. Everybody knows this.
Yeah, me too. Well, I'm not. This just isn't my jam. The second definition of nude beach is a place where you can go and experience nature and the beach without being clothed. It's non-sexual and totally awesome.
Great.
Which this seemed like a definition in response to the first definition, because I don't think that nude beaches, I don't think it's exclusively a sexual thing. I think there's some nude beaches where that's not the thing.
No, I know there are.
Okay.
Like, that's for sure real.
But you just really got to know which is which before you get yourself into it. Otherwise, you may end up doing the wrong thing with the wrong person at the wrong time.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And these things are not very well advertised or marked, or like it's I think trial and error, and the error is real wrong.
Yeah. If you mess it up, you're going to prison. Two other nude beach definitions. One is nude beach movement, a movement to make all beaches nude beaches where you don't have to wear any clothes if you don't want to.
Yeah. This person should move to France.
Oh, really? Are there a lot of nude beaches in France?
No, there's a country with even more than France, but it is a stereotypically European thing to tolerate higher levels of nakedness.
And usually when we describe something as European, that also makes it gay in the US.
Gay.
Yeah. Yeah. Lastly, there's Nude Beach Dick, and it describes it as a sort of soft chub, not too full. It's clear you're hard, but able to be proudly displayed while on a nude beach. Also referred to as NBD. Growers can appreciate.
Yeah. Okay. Is that real? I don't think that's real. That's not real.
I don't know. I could see you being on a nude beach and getting a little semi.
Okay. I don't know. Okay. The implication in the definition there is that this is something that you can just do like for hours while you're at a beach. And like, I have been semi erect before, but like not for very long. It either goes back to nothing or super hard. Like it doesn't.
I don't know that there was the implication that this was for a long time.
I think it is. No, like the whole time you're at the nude beach, you're going to be like this. No, okay, well,
I don't think so. But I think it can be. I agree, a fleeting state of being.
Okay. Hey, if you're the type of person that can be semi-erect for hours on end, good for you.
Good for you. That's a weird skill.
I wish I had that kind of dick control.
Me too. Can you imagine just being like halfsies? Boop.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what the power, like that's the worst superhero power ever. But
what if your superhero power was to be able to give yourself a halvesy, but also anybody else you wanted?
No, because it's not even like, oh, I'm about to get fucked. Let me give you a, because you're like, you don't want the half, you want the full. You want the full ride. So I don't know what use case would this ever come up in when you want to make someone a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, which is sadistic as hell. Like,
yeah,
that's probably if that power existed and you could actually like deploy it on other people, you probably shouldn't do so non-consensually.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of superpowers you shouldn't use non-consensually, but they're in battle. Can you imagine the heat of the battle? You get a halfsy, you're like, oops, I'm embarrassed, and then you have to run away.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's the world's smallest Urban Dictionary segment.
Well, thank you for that, Kyle.
You're welcome.
Well, we also used it to talk about personal stuff. I was like, Jesus, it wasn't that short, but we did it.
Yeah.
Speaking of halvesies, okay, I'm going to talk to you about the history of nude beaches, Kyle.
Okay, let's do it.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm buckled in. I'm ready to go.
Great. So the nude beach movement traces back to when French-Belgian Jean-Baptiste Luc Planchon first coined the word naturisme as healthy living philosophy. Guess what year that was, Kyle?
Oh God, it's always earlier than I say. So like, I don't know, 1752.
This is very, very close, but wrong. 1778.
Wow, I was close.
You were very close. I think any like within 50 years is pretty good.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. But anyway, he had this whole philosophy about like naturalism, being natural as a philosophy for healthy living. And but it sort of simmered for a long time. The real action started in 1902, and it was Germans. The Germans did it. The German philosopher Heinrich Puder created Nacktkultur, which is nude culture. And I'm
sure was really annoying about it. I feel like if you're a naturalist, you're like a vegan or a CrossFitter, like you're just like really annoying about it. And everyone's like, yes, we get it. You love a naturalist lifestyle. Like, please stop telling. I get it. I'm not judging you. It's fine. Just stop telling me about it.
I'm not vegetarian. I'm vegan. Thank you.
I don't work out. I CrossFit.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Paul Zimmerman opened the first nudist club near Hamburg in 1903, and Richard Ungewitters, 1906.
See, this is like me trying to read Patreon names.
Yeah, his 1906 bestseller Die Nachtheit sold 90,000 copies, and in it he describes a utopian lifestyle where everyone would be naked. eat only vegetables, abstain from alcohol and tobacco. Basically, it's just not very gay at all. But but this whole thing started in this idea of like family friendly nudity, like you were talking about before we started the show. Or was that on the show? I forget. Time has no meaning, Kyle. I'm so jet lagged. I want to die.
No, I think Derek was talking about it.
Well, one of you was talking about nude children, and
yeah, but okay, that sounds out of context. I'm going to go ahead and say that was Derek, but he also talked about it in context of nude beaches.
Great.
So,
Great. Well,
yeah.
All of it was just about like being naked is natural, which is funny because like all of this like gay being unnatural talk that we hear on the right or whatever. But just that being naked was natural and that we should be naked all the time. Everybody should be naked all the time because that's what God wants. I don't know. More about the children, though, it like got a bump in 1919 when Dr. Kurt Holchinski discovered that sunlight could cure rickets in children.
Okay.
Which rickets is a vitamin deficiency, and apparently sunlight can cure it. And that like made there be like, now there's scientific backing. So when they're like, you know, if you make your kids run around outside naked, they won't have this horrific disease anymore. So like, oh, being naked, it's a logical fallacy of some kind. Like if it fixes this one thing, it must fix everything.
Right. So do we need to sun our genitals so we don't get rickets?
I don't want to say yes, Kyle.
But you must.
I don't know. I think just probably being outside was enough, but maybe not.
Okay. No, I'm going to say sun your genitals and that cures diseases.
Yeah. Great. But I want to put mine where the sun don't shine, Kyle.
Oh, he's talking about your butt.
By the 1920s, naturism had spread all through Europe and got to the United States and grew pretty quickly. And then by 1951, they formed the International Naturist Federation. And it's important, I think, to just like contextualize that it was supposed to be wholesome, good, natural life. It wasn't done for thrills. It wasn't done for kicks. It was not sexual in the slightest. It was just what we think of as nudist culture these days of just like, hey, being naked's great. Let's everybody be naked.
I'm getting nervous.
Why?
Because I'm worried that we're going to talk about it as its origins are not gay and non-sexual. And then when the gays come in and take on some nude beaches, it's going to become sexual. And that's going to validate the stereotype that all we are sexual people that make things like that are all about sex.
Well, spoiler alert, Kyle.
Sorry, did I ruin the episode?
You ruined the episode.
Oh, boy.
Sort of. I mean, not really, but yes, sort of.
Okay. Okay.
So most like nudist clubs were like private endeavors, like behind closed doors, or at least like you know, secluded private beaches and that kind of thing. But we start seeing clothing optional beaches that happen in the 1960s, like sexual revolution. And Australia led the charge, which we also have them to thank for the Speedo. Thanks, Australia.
Oh.
Maslin Beach became the world's first official nude beach in February of 1975. And
that's later than I would have thought.
Yeah, well, it's just about like being official, right? Like the whole like, hey, let's be naked movement needed to reach a critical mass, and then for that to like be big enough of a thing that like they needed to throw them a bone or whatever.
That's what they should call nude beach dick.
That's
throwing him a bone.
A semi. And then the UK had one at a place called Fairlight Glen in 1978. And it's important to sort of categorize things a little bit. Like there's really, if you think about it, this makes sense, but it's worth enumerating. There's like 3 possibilities, right? Like there are beaches where clothing is required. There's beaches where clothing is optional. It's okay to be naked. And then there's beaches where clothing is forbidden. And this is like, you gotta be naked. And, I'm always worried at like sex parties or like queer spaces that it's not going to be number 2. It's going to be number 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When you go to like naked night at CC's, is it like, but can I wear my underwear if I want to?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
But you were talking earlier about like making sure that you're going to the right one at the right time. Which of those 3 is it? And then plus now add the axis of like, is it gay friendly or not?
Yeah.
So let's talk about the gay version of Nude Beaches. So nudism, not beaches, but nudism. There was a lesbian journalist named Helen Reitman who changed her own name to Jan Gay.
Oh, that's a great name.
Yeah, and there's some debate about whether she chose to change her last name to Gay because that's about the time that gay was starting to mean gay and not just happy. But in 1932, she wrote a book, not a book. Was it a book? She wrote Ongoing Naked in 1932 and produced the documentary This Naked Age. And it was about lesbians being naked.
Huh. Are there lesbian nude beaches?
We're going to get to that.
Oh, okay. I never. Sometimes I forget about lesbians. Sorry, lesbians.
Yep. She also did a bunch of research. Jan Gay did a bunch of research on gay and lesbian communities. She was highly involved in the Committee for the Study of Sex Variants. But by the 1950s, there were lots of places that were at least had a reputation for being gay-friendly nude beach destinations: Fire Island, P-Town, Stinson Beach, and Key West, Florida. Will Rogers Beach became LA's unofficial gay beach in the 1960s, which is still the case. But then we got organized and started like advocating for ourselves, we meaning queer people, during the 80s. So LGBT newspapers like LA Frontiers, Seattle Gay News, the Houston Voice, they spread awareness of gay nudist naturist clubs. And that's, of course, gay liberation movement is in full swing there, as is the impact of the HIV/AIDS crisis. But in 1983 marked a pivotal year when Gay and Lesbian Naturists, GLN, formed as a special interest group within the Naturist Society. It was overseen by Murray Kaufman, who had been hosting private nude socials for gay men in New York. They had a gathering in 1985 at Summit Lodge, Ohio, and 60 people showed up, and none of them were lesbians. Like,
oh, wow.
The name was right there in the group. It was the Gay and Lesbian Naturists, but no lesbians showed up.
Oh.
But don't take that as a sign that they're not into it, because I'll get to that later.
Okay.
Some other examples. There was the Gay Naturists International, GNI, that founded in 92, and it was gender specific. It was for men. Then there was the International Men Enjoying Naturism. I don't know. IMEN in 1994. There's a bunch of organizations, and they all get started in the 80s and 90s.
I'm sorry, was that one called IMEN?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's what I say when I'm like too dumb to form coherent sentences, but I'm really horny. IMEN.
It's what a pirate says when they're asked if they want to be gangbanged. Men. There's also seamen, by the way. Anyway, so there's some interesting legal battles about this, right? Because there are lots of people who have won court cases saying like, hey, this is the First Amendment stuff. This is a freedom of expression. I want to express my genitals. And
that's what you do to a dog when it's been scooting its butt. Maybe we need to find a different way to say that.
and there was
is your butt your butt isn't your genitals. Your genitals have to be your dick or vag, right?
I think so. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I will confidently say yes, Kyle.
Okay.
There was a case called Sunshine Book Company versus Sommerfeld in 1958, and it established that there's First Amendment protections for nudist publications. People had tried to stop like pamphlets and magazines and whatnot, and the Supreme Court said, no, that's the First Amendment. And then in 1991, there was Barnes versus Glenn Theater, and the Supreme Court then ruled that you can ban public nudity, that's not the First Amendment, but you can set up public places that are designated for nudity. And so that led to a bunch of cities mostly like saying like, this is the naked beach, go for it.
I like that ruling. That makes sense to me. Like, you can't be naked anywhere, but if it's a designated space for nudity and everyone knows that going into it, then it's okay to be naked. I think that's a smart ruling and a smart way to think about these things.
Yeah, I totally agree. Which I don't know. I think the same can apply to like sex spaces too, right?
Yeah.
Like bathhouses should be allowed as a thing. But that doesn't mean that you can fuck at Safeway.
Right. Well, let's not draw too many lines.
Just don't get caught, I guess.
Just don't get caught. Anywhere's a bathhouse if you are fucking enough people.
In 2022, Eileen versus Ocean City reached the Supreme Court, and it tried to claim that topless bans were gender discrimination, which I think they are very clearly gender discrimination. I don't know how you could possibly say that it's not. If you're saying that, like, if you're saying that man boobs aren't boobs and those are okay, but tatas aren't, like that, it's because it's gender discrimination. Like there's no possible other way to read that. But the court declined to hear it.
Oh, interesting.
So that means that it's circuit by circuit or state by state. So 32 U.S. states allow nude sunbathing, but 4 states completely prohibit public nudity in any place, no matter what. That's Utah, weird, Indiana, Tennessee, and South Carolina. None of those are real shockers. Anyway, so that's the history of nude beaches, Kyle. Like it's evolved over time. Gays were a little bit later on the scene. It all started because people were just like, I think being naked is healthy. Let's do that more. There have been lots of court fights over it, at least in the United States. There's less fight about it internationally. Basically from like Utah to you can't be naked anywhere, no matter what, all the way to the country of Denmark that allows nudity on all beaches and only has 2 beaches that are clothing mandated. Wow. Spain, you can be mostly naked anywhere. But yeah, anyway, I'll stop there. That's sort of the evolution.
It's interesting because a lot of topics we talk about came first because it was feminine, then it became gay, and then it reaches the masses. But this is different because it started with the normies, the regulars, the straights, and then gays, you said, eventually like came onto the scene and were like, that's cool, we should do that. So this is an interesting reversal.
It's also interesting because the gays deciding, yes, that's for us, didn't then make the straights stop doing it.
Like musical theater.
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, we can all get along. Except if you're the guy that lives beside Danny Blaine.
Right. Oh my God. That guy.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to tell you some Gata.
Let's do some Gata, Kyle.
I have 2 things I'm going to tell you about. First is there was this Statista Research Department published an answer to the question, travelers who take part in beach nudity worldwide as of July 2014 by gender. They had over 11,000 respondents age 18 plus worldwide answer this question. If you're or respond to this prompt, if you're a traveler, do you take part in beach nudity? And this percent of men said they took part in beach nudity, Mike.
14.
Oh, close. 18.
Oh, great. We're nailing it today, Kyle.
Yeah, I know. We're so on top of shit. And then the percent of women that said they took part in beach nudity is higher or lower?
Lower.
Yeah. Why do you say that confidently?
Because men are just gross. No. No, I mean, I think that women are acculturated to be more conservative with their bodies and what they do with them, especially in public, and that I would assume bleeds into their behavior when it comes to nudism.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going to say. So I have nothing to add. But yes, that's correct. 6% of women said they took part in beach nudity. So that's a third of the percentage that men said. So yeah, far more prominent among men than women. And I'm just going to say what you just said, so I'm not going to say it again. I have a different study that I wanted to talk about. This is called Nude Beach Recreation in the U.S., an empirical investigation. This came out in January 2003 in the Journal of Hospitality and Leisure Marketing, which is, in fact, a peer-reviewed journal.
Okay, great.
This is by Nabil Razouk, PhD. And so he's fancy because he has PhD at the end of his name. If I had a PhD, I would put PhD at the end of my name always. It'd be like, fuck you, I'm a doctor, bitch.
Yeah, I'm Dr. Kyle Getz, PhD.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello. You would write the whole thing on your name tag at
at meet and greets.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the methodology, they did a structured questionnaires that were administered in 10 randomly selected nude recreation facilities in the US, and they got 422 complete questionnaires. And they found that nearly 35% of respondents visited nude recreation facilities at least once every 2 weeks. So if you're there, about over a third of them are like regulars. Almost half of those visited once a week. So there is
not like year round. What I'm very confused.
It's a recreation facility, so not necessarily a beach.
Okay, great. I'm back on board.
Okay. But some places are sunny year round. Some places you can go to beaches year round.
I mean, sure. I imagine there's people naked at the beach in Southern California all the time, but I also have been to Seattle before.
Yep. You don't want to be in the nude beach when it's not summer. I assume. I don't know. Maybe people are. So there is a group of people for whom attending recreation facilities is a very common thing, a weekly thing. And they also found the kind of demographic information about the people that attend nude facilities. And the ones that were more likely to engage in nude recreation are, for the most part, middle and upper middle class Caucasians, well-educated. They are also fun-loving, family-oriented. This is starting to sound like a dating profile. Fun-loving, family-oriented, physically and emotionally healthy people.
They love walks on the nude beach. They're a Sagittarius.
Yeah, exactly. Which it's interesting that it's for white people is part of what this is saying. You have to have money and education, which those things are related. It's interesting that they're family oriented because I don't always, again, like we talked about naked children, I don't always associate nudity and children, which is a good thing. I think you all should be proud of me.
That's healthy.
Yeah. And then physically and emotionally healthy people. So this has got to be a correlation, not causation thing. Or maybe it's related. I don't know. Maybe if you're more likely to go to a nude facility, you're more comfortable with who you are.
Well, okay. The thing that I'm most surprised about in all of that is that it would be upper middle class, I think is what you said.
Yeah.
Because being on the beach naked costs $0. You don't even have to buy underwear. Like, why is it rich people doing this?
I think it's like leisure activities are probably more likely to be upper class because like poor people are working their third job, you know, like to take time off and they're like raising their children. Like to take time off and go to a nude beach is like, who's got that kind of time?
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm with you.
I don't know. That's just a guess. Yeah. Okay. And so they're finding their kind of summation of this is as the general public becomes more accepting of nude recreation, marketers should give more consideration to this growing homogeneous market segment.
Put in the homo and homogeneous. What like is it growing? Is acceptance growing?
I just read the abstract, so I didn't read any of the details of how many people it is growing amongst. Oh, you know what? I did find the number of people that signed up for the AANR, which I will tell you about later, but it's a nude recreation association. It has been growing. It grew by like 75% over some date to some date.
Very scientific. Okay. Yeah.
I didn't write that piece of datum down, but I remember it vaguely.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess it is growing.
Wait, but no, it's acceptance is growing. Like people participating is growing.
Yep. You're right. Acceptance is growing.
Is public acceptance actually growing?
I don't know. That's what they said in this abstract. So that must be true. This is a peer-reviewed journal, Michael Johnson.
Great. Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Is that the Gata?
Oh yeah, that's the Gata.
Okay. And that means it's my turn and I get that.
That means it's your turn. We swap. We flip-flop.
But see, I closed my notes while you were getting coffee so that I could look at Grindr.
Anyone nearby?
Yeah. Like this is a pretty gay part of town. I'm going to tell you about Denny Blaine Park, Kyle. Which
okay, I'm so excited.
We had somebody tell us that they wanted. Somebody else also said they were excited. I forget who it was. It was a Patreon supporter, I think.
Yes,
left a comment or a note or something. Anyway, okay, Denny Blaine. We have a couple of like naked beaches in Seattle, but this is like the one. Like if somebody says I'm going to the nude beach and they're gay and they don't disambiguate, this is the one that they mean.
Yep, totally. Because
the other one is Howl, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never been to either of them, but I support
me either.
them.
Yeah, same.
But it has recently been in the news. Not been in the news, and not that recently. It has a controversy that is brewing or going on. So we're going to talk about it. So Denny Blaine has been a park in Seattle since 1901, and the Denny Blaine Lake Park Edition plat was filed, and it dedicated the land, quote, to the use of the public and the city of Seattle forever. So somebody is just like, hey, here's this beachfront property. I'll just give it to the city. So like, God, things were crazy back when you just could do shit like that. It was originally named Whitman Place, and it is a 2-acre Lake Washington waterfront property. Now, it is part of a group of parks that were added to the National Register of Historic Places in 2016. And Elbert F. Blaine, who was on the Park Commission for 6 years back in the 1900s, early 1900s, is called the father of Seattle's park system. And he's the Blaine in the Denny Blaine Park name.
Was his name Elbert?
Elbert.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the best part, Kyle. You're going to love it because we talked about it a little bit earlier in the show.
Okay.
The lesbians were first. So, yeah. So 1970s are when we start to see complaints that there were topless women at Denny Blaine Park. And it turns out they were lesbos.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was predominantly lesbian identified at the time, and the nickname was Daikiki Beach.
Oh man, how did we ever, with a name so good like that, how did we ever move on? How did we lose that? Where have we gone wrong, Mike?
It is a painful loss to history that it's no longer Daikiki Beach.
Absolutely. Oh.
That's my new favorite thing I've ever heard about Seattle, by the way.
I agree, for sure.
And then apparently feminist groups became, quote, fairly aggressive in establishing strong community ownership and protecting the space from voyeurs, which I think all of that is barely hidden subtext for, like, there were some big dykes who were like, no dudes, and like were punching straight men who were trying to like spy and hang out.
And on the flip side, I think there were probably lots of straight men that were like, oh, a bunch of hot lesbians, like, right, cool, yeah. I'll go and creep on them.
Yep. In 1988, there was a major police crackdown. 16 women were cited for lewd conduct in a single incident.
What?
What? There was some kind of hot lesbo orgy at Denny Blaine Park in 1988, Kyle.
Damn.
How could 16 lesbians get arrested at the same time? Like, that was... some cop jerked off to that afterwards.
Like, he was like, this is the best fucking day of my life.
And so it was a complicated court case that went all the way to the Washington State Supreme Court.
Wow.
In 1990, the Washington State Supreme Court struck down the city's lewd conduct ordinance on First Amendment grounds. Somehow the lesbians were like, no, the First Amendment means we can have our pussy out here. And our Supreme Court agreed and told the city, no, that's no good anymore. And it's that case that is still the reason why simple nudity, quote unquote, simple nudity, is still legal anywhere in the city of Seattle. Now, Seattle has indecent exposure laws, and those laws are what prevent like flashers or people like being dong out at Safeway or whatever. Mm-hmm. But on the whole, spell whole, you can be naked outside anywhere in Seattle and it's legal.
I read that when I was like, I just touched upon this, but didn't get it too into it. And I read that and got confused, but it was like, as long as it doesn't make someone uncomfortable.
Which that's a weird bar. Yeah.
That's really difficult to like on both sides. Like, how do you know if someone's going to be uncomfortable with it? Prove that you were uncomfortable. Like that's just that's not very helpful. I didn't like this. Not
helpful at all. And like, there's got to be some like nuance there, right? Like if I'm just sunbathing nude in my yard, that's one thing. But if I'm walking around on the sidewalk, that's another.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway. Okay, let's get to the controversy. So in November of 2023, Seattle Parks announced a $550,000 privately funded playground proposal, which you might think to yourself, who wants to put a playground at a notoriously queer nude beach?
Yeah, which I don't know how much playgrounds cost, but that seems like an expensive playground.
Oh, well, I don't know. Maybe.
I have no idea.
If it's just a bunch of mulch and a slide, that it seems like a lot. Anyway, okay. There was a community meeting on December 6th, 2023, and 400 people showed up to oppose it.
Damn.
So Seattle Parks canceled the project 2 days later. So KUOW radio station investigated, and in May of 2024, they revealed that the anonymous donor was Stuart Sloan, who's a wealthy owner of University Village, the mall there next to the University of Washington, and had been texting complaints directly to Mayor Bruce Harrell's personal phone. So if you're rich, you get to DM the mayor, apparently.
Yeah.
There were a bunch of text messages that were released, and the mayor responded to one, quote, "If you are disgusted, I share your disgust."
Well, I'm disgusted at you for saying that.
Yeah. Well, and all of it was over nude sunbathers. At least that's, That's
Allegedly.
how they framed it, allegedly. Yeah. Okay, so on July 14th of this year, so just a couple of months ago, King County Superior Court ordered the city to, quote, develop a plan to abate nuisance activities.
It's always vague shit. Like when they come up with laws, it's like nudity laws or like obscenity laws. Like it's always something vague. Like if you want to say no naked people having sex, then say no naked people having sex. I hate it.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, because if you leave the door open for interpretation, give them an inch, they'll take a mile. ACAB, they're going to like use that to crack down on people, and said people will be people of color and queer people.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, July 28th. So 2 weeks later, the city submitted a controversial plan that divides the park into clothing optional and clothing required zones. On August 6th, Judge Samuel Chung gave the city 60 days to implement that plan. And in that ruling, controversially linked nudity to being a nuisance. Like his ruling says that they are the same thing. Now, last year, so from March to May of 2024, there's clearly a spike in policing of the park, because we see a whole bunch more arrests happening. We see a spike in a bunch of arrests for, quote, public masturbation and indecent exposure. There was a dude who was arrested for the 15th time.
Oh my God.
during that spike. Wait,
for the 15th time for the same offense? Like, has he been masturbating 15 different times at the park?
Well, and apparently it was the same neighbor who witnessed and called the cops on him all 15 times. So it seems like maybe he deserved to suffer some consequences. Like, maybe about the 8th time you're arrested, you stop jerking off in this neighbor's begonias or whatever. But
yeah.
In May of 2025, the police cleared sunbathers and threatened people with trespassing charges. And there was a big public outcry to that. And SPD formally said that they were going to pause directed patrols while the Office of Police Accountability investigates. There's a bunch of organizing that's going around this. So there's a group called Friends of Denny Blaine Park, and they formed in November of 2023. They are the official pro-nudist response. They're now officially a Seattle Parks community partner. There's Sophie Amity Debs and Colleen Kimsley Love are leading that organization. And that organization is trying to go after, quote, behavioral change campaigns against public sex, accessibility improvements, native plant restoration, and a $400,000 improvement project fund. And it does seem that you were worried about this earlier in the episode. It does seem that queer people, specifically queer dudes, bring the sex, and that's why things are where they are from a certain perspective.
Yeah.
Denny Blaine Park for All is the opposition group. They filed a lawsuit that says that the park is, quote, a regional venue for criminal and uncivil behavior.
Oh, sure. That sounds like it's a mafia ring that is just housed on the beach. Like that, it's fine.
Well, and typical conservative horse shit, it's called Denny Blaine Park for All, but their lawsuit is trying to close the park. They're seeking that the park be closed until police enforcement can be increased or until safety is restored.
Oh, so, sure.
Yeah.
They have so much space. Go somewhere else. Like, straight people, you have so much space in the world. You don't need this one.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And yeah. If Denny Blaine Park has been, like, at the very least, naked lesbians since the 1970s. It's been 50 or more. It's been more than 50 years of this. So at this point, if you're living there, it's on you.
Yeah.
You know, like,
yeah.
and I don't know what kind of signage there is. I've never been to that park before. I would assume that there's some like sort of vague statement there about like, hey, be warned, people been naked here. And if you go there anyway, it's on you. Like, I don't understand the world in which we don't just make way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, we all know what goes on there. And if you don't, you're either dumb or extra dumb. And like,
yeah.
Anyway, we'll see what happens. The battle continues. They're still working on this clothed versus clothing required versus clothing optional demarcation. People are mad.
Yeah.
It's a clusterfuck. And we have friends that enjoy that space a great deal. And I will be sad if only on their behalf if it goes away. Because it's not a specifically queer space, obviously, but like we need queer spaces, and we need queer spaces that aren't just centered around booze.
Yeah. This feels like a rare, non-bar queer space that I will also be sad if we lose it, not because of my personal, I've never been there and don't have any plans to go there, and also really support it and believe in queer spaces. So, yeah.
Yep. Well, in the Patreon segment, I'm going to talk about the top nude beaches in the world. But yeah, Denny Blaine is interesting because it is like in the city. A lot of nude beaches you've got to like hike to, or like know somebody, or walk down a bunch of railroad tracks or some shit. And it is cool and challenging that it is like in the city.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, that's Denny Blaine.
Well, I'm going to tell you about the AANR, the American Association for Nude Recreation.
I wonder if they're related to the AARP at all.
You know, for some reason, I saw a picture on their website. I bet there's some overlap.
Yeah. Okay, great.
It is the largest and longest established naturist. Did we decide? No,
nope.
We didn't. Naturist organization in North America. It was founded in 1931 under its previous name, the American Sunbathing Association.
Okay.
And it is associated with approximately 200 nudist resorts, clubs, and businesses. And it serves over 30,000 members in the US, Canada, Mexico, the French West Indies, the Virgin Islands, and St. Martin.
You know, I think I prefer sunbather or nudist to naturist, because that seems too euphemistic to me.
Yeah.
Like, and nudist feels a little blunt, but sunbather, that's nice. You know what's that? People bathe naked. That's what you do. You bathe naked.
But I think it's like, it needs to be a little bit broader, because it's not just that. I think like when you're talking not just beaches, but facilities, then it's important that it's like, I think some people want to be naked and not be in the sun is what I'm saying. Yeah.
I hate the sun, Kyle.
I do too. I agree with half of that. And that is that I hate the sun. I often don't want to be naked, but, the AANR espouses the benefits of wholesome nude family recreation, which there's that word family again.
Yeah. Yep. Grimace emoji.
Yeah. And also I wanted to read a couple things from their website. First, they said, quote, although society has become more tolerant and accepting of nude recreation, we still have a long way to go in educating the public regarding the wholesomeness of our choice of nudity. AANR strives to distinguish between attire and behavior. Nudity, as we espouse it, is the enjoyment of the freedom of being without clothes. Thank you for defining nudity. I know what nudity is. As such, Continuing, as such, it should not be confused with behavior, which may or may not involve nudity. It is imperative that this be understood so that the perpetuated stereotypes disappear and that the tolerance for family social nudism is commonly accepted by the generations to come.
It's a type of stereo.
Exactly. Yeah, this had the word stereotype in it, so that's partially what stood out to me. But also dumb because it defined nudity and explained that nudity and behaviors are different. And I think all of this is just subtext for like, if you're being creepy, it's not because you're naked, it's because you're doing a creepy thing. Like, yeah. I think people assume, this is back to when I first read the Urban Dictionary definitions, that people associate nude beaches with just it's a sexual place. And that's not necessarily the case. And they're trying to distinguish between being naked and doing sexy stuff.
This is really interesting because I'm having a sort of a reaction to it. It's sort of like how merely being gay is considered sexual by parents when it comes to the classroom.
Yeah.
And maybe I need to check. Like, I have a hard time not sexualizing nudity, and I don't frequent those places or like have a lot of experience with those communities. I'm just realizing that I need to check that or do a better job of checking that, because it's not a dissimilar argument.
Yeah, that's a good point. I did not think about the parallels of the assumption of gay is sexual, it's sexual, and the assumption of nudity is it's sexual. Yeah, I think for me nudity is sexual because the only times I am naked is when, that's not true, I'm naked in the shower. I don't shower with my pants on, but other than that, like most of the time when I'm naked, it's because of sex. So I do associate nudity and sexuality and sex, but you're right that it doesn't have to be associated.
Yeah.
Also from the website, I wanted to read this. Many who did not grow up in a nudist environment find it difficult to fully grasp the concept that regardless of age, nudists are comfortable in their own skin. The human body is merely the vessel that carries us through life, and the transition from child to teen to adult for a nudist is comfortably free of much of the angst that textiles experience. And I had to look that up, and textiles is the word they give to non-nudist people.
Ew.
I know, right? But to continue, and yet nudist and textile alike experience the same change that come to our body's agility in the autumn years. Got a little poetic at the end. I don't know. But yeah, mostly I wanted to inform you that textiles is what they call non-nudist people, but also I think they're kind of touting how comfortable they are with their bodies, and they're like saying that's a cool thing about them, which like maybe they have a point, because I talked about how I don't frequent these places and I'm also very uncomfortable with my body. So like, I don't know, maybe they got something there.
And you're making me realize okay. Too much going on at the same time, Co.
Okay.
There's a flashing light over there and I don't understand where it came from.
Oh, do you need to go? Is there a fire alarm? Is there a silent fire alarm going off?
No, I don't think so. Everything's fine.
Okay.
But, okay. I'm realizing that I cannot not be turned on by hot people. And if we're naked together and you are hot to me, I'm going to have a sexual response. So if I'm at a nudist colony and I'm not turned on, it's really me dissing everyone.
I mean, again, I did see a picture on the website and I experienced no physical response to that picture. So
I oh God.
But I think
so uncomfortable. I'm skeezing myself out, but it's true. Like what I'm saying, there's a kernel of truth there of like, if I can just hang out with somebody and we're naked, it's because I don't think that you are hot. And, is that a problem with me? Am I the problem in this equation?
No, getting turned on by hot people is not a problem. That's normal.
Okay. but this, okay.
I think it's okay to get an erection at the nude beach. I think they happen.
Really?
I read a Google answer. This was not going to be an entire segment, but I just wrote it down because I thought it was funny. The question, people also asked section of Google said, is it illegal to be hard at a nudist beach? And from Quora, their response is no, it is not illegal to have an erection. But if you stroke it, then it's illegal. If you show it to someone with the hopes of arousing them, then yes, that's illegal. It's best to cover it at a nudist resort.
Okay.
I think erections can happen. And if you're a real naturist, then you would know that erections are part of life and you would be totally fine with them. And
erections are a part of life, Kyle.
They are.
This is a beautiful poster that we should make.
They're a part of my life pretty regularly too, but that's different.
But this and Seattle's public nudity law and I don't know, other things that we've talked about probably, so much of it depends on the intent of the person. And how do you like you can walk around naked in Seattle as long as it doesn't make anybody uncomfortable. Well, I don't know what's going on in that person's head, whether they're uncomfortable or not. And similarly, like erections happen, sure, but you don't know whether that's like what's true for that person.
Yeah. Yeah. It gets murky.
Also, the only time I have an erection that is not because I'm turned on is when I wake up.
I was just going to say the same thing. Yeah, same.
Okay. Explain yourselves, nudists. I don't know.
What else do you got?
Well, I found some stuff on etiquette norms and cultural differences between gay nude beaches and straight nude beaches, and some of it is deeply uncomfortable.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm excited.
So mainstream naturist clubs came from the 1930s, which I mentioned, and they were family-oriented, health-focused. And we started having gay nudist organizations in the 1980s. So here's some differences that have been noted. So gay beaches demonstrate what's called microzoning. So like Toronto's Hanlan's Point, it has like an 80-20 straight to queer mix at the north to basically just gay dudes in the south end of the park. And there's like some like brackish zones, some middle sections that are hypersocial party-like zones. But like this segregation is pretty normal. The gay beaches tend to have more physical features like dunes, rocks, or bushes that can provide minor privacy.
Yeah. Yep.
And that is for cruising. That's for sexy time.
Yeah. Having a little bit of like plausible deniability or like a little bit of hiding spot seems like that is going to be the gay part then, because that's where you can go do your hooking up.
That's where you can do a blowy. Okay. Straight naturist etiquette emphasizes family-friendly, non-sexual environments. So there's strong taboos against any kind of sexual talk at all. Just don't talk about it. Body contact, maybe hugs, but probably not. But just don't have body contact at all.
If you're two dudes hugging, you might get some actual accidental dong touches.
Right. Or I mean, if you like, you can hug your penis into a vagina accidentally.
Yes, sex, the famous penis hug.
Let's see. So the focus is health benefits, harmony with nature. And there's this quote that, quote, naturism's fundamental ideal is that nature and its elements are always medically beneficial to humans, which just fine. It's it's great. It's good for your medicine. So gay nude beach etiquette is totally different. No staring, no picture taking, and no physical contact unless you're invited.
I invite you to take a picture of me.
Yeah. Well, I think they meant mostly this physical contact, but also,
Oh, right.
but the picture taking thing probably too. But there is a culture, an air of implied sexuality with respectful boundaries, but sex.
Yeah.
So the community generated rules about gay nude beaches surround consent, respect, and it just sex is not off the table. That's the
right.
That's the thing.
It seems like being at a bathhouse, like you're cruising, you're not implying consent just because you're walking around with a towel on. And I think that it's even stronger there than other places where, like, if you say no to someone, then they stop immediately. Or if you wave someone off, they stop immediately.
Yeah. Yes. And there's also, like, if you're at a bathhouse, we kind of know why you're there. Like, you're not just there to walk around in a towel.
That's true.
Like, another quote, the founding patrons of many secluded beaches were first gay cruisers. So the places that ended up becoming famous gay beaches, gay nude beaches were they were cruising spots. So somebody else said, quote, the vulnerability of being nude in a strange place protected only by a few dunes or a forest is liberating and extraordinary. And that is that's different language than nudists use, right? It's not about health and medicine. It's about titillation. Or excitement.
Sure. And to me, it would be terrifying. I feel like I'm realizing I've gotten so used to the sniffies effect, which is now I know, like, I will talk with someone about exactly what we're into, what we want to do when we get together. And I have the, like, encounter kind of planned out before we hook up. And I like that because I get high anxiety even when hooking up with people. So to have that conversation in advance really helps out. So cruising, I have occasionally cruised at parks, not beaches, but, like, that's the scary part is you don't know what they're into. And if you're going to be a match, and the idea that someone could walk up and find you is, I don't know, it's scary. I don't know that cruising is necessarily for me, even though I do it sometimes.
It's interesting. This is one space where we're very different people. I just find in person way better because, like, meeting somebody, making a connection in person way better because you can see me. We can have a conversation. If you decide to go forward with whatever happens, that's on you. The idea that I could have been lying to them online with my pictures, with my words, with whatever, makes that more anxiety provoking to me than less. And
gotcha.
So, like, there's this, like, here I am, if you're still into it, I'm down, is my in-person experience, as opposed to online, where I'm always like, even if I'm into it and interested, first I want to meet up and have a conversation first, which that's a big no for most people online, but whatever. But the second thing is, when you show up, will I be who you think I am? And the chance that I might not be freaks me out.
Yeah. It happens every now and then where someone shows up and you're like, that's not, you sent me correct pictures, but you're just not, you don't look like what I expected.
Yep. Okay. Some more etiquette differences between beaches. So there are some differences in body positivity that have been noticed, and it's not super complimentary to our community. Mainstream nudism is way less concerned with age, body shape, fitness, health. It's really just about, like, the medical, spiritual benefits of nakedness. But this, like, men are much more visual, and the sexual overtone to nude beaches for gays makes it less body positive.
Yeah.
Not not, I want to be clear, body positivity has been reported as something that is higher at gay nude beaches than at gay bars. but that's a low bar. Like
Yeah, for sure.
That's not saying that gay nude beaches are super body positive. Just that they're, more so.
I just remembered I went to Steamworks not too long ago, and someone invited me back to his hotel, and he said I was the only hot guy there. It was very validating.
Oh, Kyle.
Rarely do I get that kind of validation. Usually in spaces like that, I get uncomfortable about the way I look, but I got some validation.
I'm so proud of you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And then I went back to his place and got DP'd.
Nice.
Pew.
Wait, so penis number 2 was not at the bathhouse?
No, it was. It was.
Oh, okay.
I went back with both of them.
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah.
Okay. Community and safety strategies. This is where it's like sort of different. So gay beach safety culture emphasizes community-based protections. Quote, that's why the rainbow umbrellas, the unicorn flotation devices, and the outlandishly sexy bathing suits are so important. They signal this is our space.
Wow. Yeah. To someone who's oblivious, they might miss on those kind of signals.
Yep. And straight people, obviously they don't have to worry as much about like queer acceptance because they're not queer. Acceptance right. Because they're mainstream and life is already for them.
Right.
But they're less overt about it, like indicating their straightness because they're the default setting or whatever.
Right.
I guess that's it, Kyle. I don't have a lot more to say about that. Just that be safe out there. Consent is key. Know your surroundings. Pay attention to, like, when in Rome. And most of all, be certain if you decide to be sexual in those spaces that you are unlikely to be seen or caught by authorities or people that shouldn't see or catch you. And it's just be safe out there, kids.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to do my full Ask Reddit segment, but I will just mention one thing because we brought it up. Someone posted experience with nude beaches to ask gay men. This was by user Cute Fluffy Femboy.
I love that username.
I know, right? And someone said, like they've been a lot of people. The point that I was going to make with this, a lot of people were like, it's just a beach. Lots of body shapes and dick sizes and colors, and there's just a variety of people there, and kind of get over it. And one person said, quote, and there was that one spot just past the rocks where men would have sex. And someone else replied, like, it's always just past the rocks, regardless of which nude beach. It's always just past the rocks.
Or just past the something, but yeah.
Yeah. And then someone also said, please apply SPF on your balls. Mine got sunburnt once, never again.
That seems wise. Yeah.
So nude beaches are interestingly kind of gay, but they didn't originate that way. We moved into them over time. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And I think, I don't know, straight people keep doing it. And I think straight people are better at it than we are. Like, I don't know. It's almost like they need to be considered two different institutions to me.
Yeah.
And the vibe is different. And so yeah.
It kind of makes me sad that like everything gays do, they bring sex to it. And also happy because I enjoy sex. So like, I have conflicting feelings about this, but it's like that it plays into the stereotype. That's what I don't like. It plays into the stereotype that all we think about or care about is sex. And so when we do something, regardless of what it is, we bring sex to it. And that seems, this just validates that whole thing.
Yeah. And it's the nudity that does that, right? Like the gays bring the sex to the locker room. The gays bring the sex to the sauna. The gays bring the sex to now the beach. Like gays bring the sex to dodgeball, but that's a different story altogether. But like I think part of it is the nudity, right?
But straight people can do nudity with no sex. Like they're very clear about it's not about sex at all, and you don't talk about sex, like you said. Like, and
then maybe because I'm gay and I'm projecting, I assume that they are lying to themselves. But I don't know. Did we do it?
Yeah, I think so.
We talked about naked stuff a lot.
We talked about a bunch of naked stuff.
Okay. Should we take a break?
Yeah, let's take a break.
Okay, let's take a break.
This is the part where Mike and Kyle take a break.
Mike, focus up.
I gotta close Grinder again and then find my notes where my Gayest and Straightest is. Okay, now I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yes.
Are we back?
We're back.
We're back.
We're going to do our Gayest and Straightest.
We're going to do our Gayest and Straightest, but first, local gay bar review. Yeah, I want to do a local gay bar review, Kyle, and I never do this. But
okay.
This is a local gay bar review from just a couple of hours ago.
Ooh,
before we started this show. Yeah. I'm going to talk to you about Panty Bar.
Panty Bar?
Panty Bar. Yeah.
I hate it already.
Really?
Yeah, that's horrible.
Okay. Well, I've been to Panty Bar before, and I remember distinctly when I was at Panty Bar before that I had an awful time.
Oh.
And I'm also realizing that is because my husband had just left me and I was very sad.
Oh.
So I was surprised when I went back tonight and it was magical.
Oh.
This is, in my humble opinion, the perfect gay bar. There were hot bartenders. It was dark, but you could still see. There were rainbows everywhere. There was lots of gay ass decorations everywhere. There was lots of different kinds of people. It was super diverse, age, color, gender, all of it. There was loud music, but not so loud that you couldn't talk over it and have a conversation if you wanted to. They had like 20 beers on tap, which I love. It was super gay. There was a drag queen there, and she was actually singing like it was karaoke, but it was her voice for sure. Her name was Ariana Grinder. I am in love with Panty Bar in Dublin, Ireland. If I go back tonight and I hook up, it'll be 5 dildos because it's a 4.5 dildo bar, Kyle.
Okay. I'm angry at you.
Why? What? What did I do?
You called it the perfect gay bar.
Yeah.
And it can't, you either have to take that back.
No.
Or give it 5.
No, the rule is...
Those two things can't meet.
The rule is I have to go home with a boy.
You can't say it's the perfect gay bar and not give it 5 out of 5 because if you just can't.
You start your own dildo system, Kyle.
I will. It'll be a dildo system rating your dildo. And I give that dildo rating 1 out of 5 dildos.
Great. Thank you.
Okay. Anyway, I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah, me too. It was lovely. Go to Panty Bar, everybody. It is fantastic. Our website is gayishpodcast.com.
We are on social media at Gayish Podcast, and you can find our Discord or Facebook group. Links to those are on gayishpodcast.com/contact.
Our hotline, you can say, hey, are you listening? You probably aren't listening. You probably tune this part out because it's exactly the same every time. Fuck you. It's our hotline. It's 5855-GAYISH. That's 585-542-9474. Standard rates apply. Send us your gayest and straightest, please.
We need more of them. Yeah, for sure. Our email is gayishpodcast@gmail.com.
And our physical mailing address is Post Office Box 19882, Seattle, Washington, 98109. I mean, you know the drill. Buy our book. Come on the cruise. If you would just gayishpodcast.com/whatever noun you want, book or cruise.
Yeah, just give any noun a shot and we'll probably have a page for it.
Did we do it? What else? Were we supposed to say something else?
I thought I was going to burp. No,
You
I
looked
think
like
no.
it. But
I certainly did, but then it didn't happen. It didn't happen for me. That's okay. Let's do our gayest and straightest. I'll go.
Let's do our gayest and straightest. You go.
My gayest is I had a gay crisis because I couldn't fill my prep. They were out of prep at the pharmacy.
Thanks, Obama.
Thanks, Obama.
What?
I would think in a pharmacy in Capitol Hill, you'd be overflowing with prep. You'd have it coming out your ass.
I assume they have more prep than they know what to do with.
That's what I thought, but no, it was delayed, so I had to wait.
Icky. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. Do you want some of mine? I'm barely using it.
No, I got it filled finally, so I went a few days without it. But and my straightest is I ate pizza like almost every meal for like 5 days.
Do you currently have any pizza in your home?
Well, I have a frozen pizza, but I always have a frozen pizza just in case of emergencies.
I went through this very straight phase where I always had pizza around, and sometimes it was like 8 days old and I would still fucking eat it. And like I felt bad, but did it anyway.
Yeah, I get that. I felt bad, but did it anyway.
Yep, gayish. So the straightest thing about me this week, I travel with this incredibly hot girl named Sarah, who's on my team. We're colleagues, and this trip we have gotten either clocked as or asked if we were a couple. And she's like in her early 30s and super hot, and I'm like her daddy. It's just like that's the vibe. But anyway, if she hears this, I heart you, girl. You're wonderful. And the gayest thing about me this week, when I went to the bar tonight, I came home real quick because I'd gone out for lunch and met with friends or whatever, and I wanted to take a shower before I went out. So I took off my pants to get in the shower, and that's when I noticed that my jockstrap and my socks matched. They were both pink.
Oh, cute.
So when I got out of the shower, I put on a green jockstrap and green socks, and they match too. So I've got 2 full sets of matching colored jockstrap and sock combos in one day.
But they're accidental? You don't purposely have matching underwear? No. Wow.
No, I just happen to have, the first time was accidental. The pink on pink was accidental.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'd keep this train rolling. And I did green on green. I'm now out of options unless I go buy something.
Oh, okay. Got it. Well, that's cute.
Yeah, thanks. And super, super gay.
Yeah.
And I don't know which is gayer, like the coordination or the being happy about it.
A little both, I think. We have a listener's gayest and straightest. This is from Porter. Oh, it's not Porter. It's Patreon supporter. It just transcribed it weird. Anyway.
Should you re-record what you said?
Nah.
No, you're just going to admit to making the mistake based on the transcript?
Yeah, that's fine.
Hey guys, this is Patreon supporter Augusta Wind calling in for the first time with my gayest and straightest. My gayest was listening to your recent episode on Speedos while wearing a Speedo by the hotel pool. My straightest was for the days before, instead wearing my knee-length board shorts, only getting the courage to finally wear the Speedo when a cute guy showed up to the pool in a yellow Speedo. Unfortunately, it turns out he was just European and not gay. But anyways, one quick question I had after listening. Are Speedo tan lines hot? Thanks, guys.
Augusta Wind, please tell me you're a drag queen. That's fucking great.
That's pretty funny. Are Speedo tan lines hot? I'm going to go.
Yes.
I was going to go no. Like I'm not judging if you have them, but I'm not like into tan lines.
Okay. I think I'm just like maybe this much more of a top than you because like a juicy, hot, round butt that is like gleaming white compared to the rest of the body because of tan lines, I am into. That is just like a beacon. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Come this way.
Come on me.
Yeah. But thanks for leaving us your gayest and straightest.
Yes, thank you. Oh, wait, hold on. What was the other thing? There's the tan lines thing. The other thing.
Not gay, just European.
Oh, gay and European. You referenced that earlier in the episode. Like we planned it. We didn't.
It's like
even
we
plan
planned
it. That way.
Yeah.
Well, thank you to everybody who's ever been to a nude beach, especially if you're on one right this second, listening to me in your ear holes.
Yes, that'd be impressive if you were on a nude beach listening to the Nude Beaches episode. Hopefully someone coordinated it that way. And I want to thank our super gap bridgers. Thank you to Locomotive, Simon Srirachi, Kaylee Adams, Kid Oliver, Kobe Gordon, Squoggle, Andrew Bugby, William Bryant, John Crowley, Stephen Porch, Yo Stossel, Jonathan Montañez, Forrest Nail, Steve Douglas, Explosive Lasagna, Michael Covington, Thomas B, Dusty Sands, A. Coleman, Chris Cacciatorians, and Jerome York. Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your money. That's it. This has been Gayish from the Chris Cacciatorian Studios. I'm Mike Johnson.
I'm Kyle Getz. Until next week, be butch, be fabulous, be you. See ya.
See you next week.
Boy, we've talked about naked children more than I'm comfortable with.